Do you find yourself grappling with the discussion section of your research paper? Don't worry, you're not alone. This part of the paper can often be the most challenging, but it's also where your research really shines. Today, we're going to break down this process into manageable steps. The discussion section is where you as a researcher get to explain your findings, interpret their implications, and propose future research. It's your opportunity to paint a clear picture of what your research means in the grand scheme of things. Step 1. Start with a brief summary of your key findings. Remember, you're not just repeating the results here. Instead, you're providing an overview, drawing attention to the most significant points. This sets the stage for the rest of the discussion. Step 2. Discuss your results in the context of existing literature. How do your findings align with the current knowledge in your field? Are there any contradictions or surprises? This is your chance to show how your research fits into or disrupts the existing body of knowledge. Step 3. Explain the implications of your research. What does it mean for the field? How could it potentially influence policy or practice? This is where you get to show the relevance and impact of your work. Step 4. Acknowledge the limitations of your study. Every research has its limitations, and it's essential to be upfront about them. This shows that you've thought critically about your work and aren't afraid to recognize its constraints. The final step, Step 5, propose areas for future research. What questions have your findings raised? Where should researchers go from here? This is your chance to push your field forward, to propose the next steps that will build upon your work. In summary, the discussion section of your research paper is your chance to shine as a researcher. Start with a brief summary of your key findings. Discuss your results in the context of existing literature. Explain the implications of your research, acknowledge the limitations, and propose areas for future research. Remember, writing the discussion section is more of an art than a science. It takes practice and patience, but with these steps in mind, you're well on your way to crafting a discussion that is insightful, clear, and impactful. So don't let the challenge intimidate you. Embrace it, and let your research tell its story.